Coach, I know you've been building to this day for such a long time. A lot of excitement, but a lot of work to do over the next month. What did you see from first day of practice today?
Honestly, I thought our summer work carried over really good. I mean, our practice tempo, staying off the ground, taking care of each other, but still playing fast and violent and reckless without, taking shots or anything or falling on the ground on people. I thought that was really good. And usually the first day, there's a lot of jitters and, all the clumsy mistakes happen. That didn't happen. I thought our summer work from an install period carried over. You know what I mean? There weren't a lot of MAs. There weren't a lot of, formations that weren't right. There weren't a lot of, busting coverages. So from a base overlook of what we were trying to get done, I thought we did really well. We'll go back and look at the film and look at the techniques and fundamentals, make sure guys were, communicating the right way. But for overall, for a first day, this is probably the best place we've been in. Now, that doesn't mean that, hey, we're ready to win, the Super Bowl. But as far as the process working, right, winter to spring to summer, rolling into fall camp, I think things went really well today. Excuse me.
When you've got 40 plus guys, it's about establishing a Marshall standard. How are you all as a coaching staff able to do that? And how big was today in setting that standard, setting that baseline, and then propelling forward?
Yeah, I don't think the coaches really have much to do with the standard. I think it's the players. And I think we saw today the summer leadership that we had carried over, because usually what happens is the coaches get out there and, we want everything faster. We want everything sharper. It was pretty sharp today from an organizational standpoint, which means this summer, their summer workouts, their summer practices, their player-led stuff was pretty sharp. And you could tell our leaders, Owens and Eli's and Cam's and those guys, taking, at times in practice and kind of reminding guys, let's go, pick it up, keep going. Those are the type of things you like to see as a coach. If I don't got to bark and yell about effort and energy, and I can coach fundamentals and technique and correcting mistakes, then we're going to be so much better as a team. And I think we're in a really good spot right now because of our leadership.
1 month from today, you open the season, and you addressed this earlier. A lot of those guys, this is their last go around. So how do you get them to focus on without looking too big picture, but at the same time kind of stay the course too?
Yeah, I think you got to remind yourself every day. If you're a senior or you're a 6-year guy, every day you wake up, you got to say, this is my last 31 days away from camp. This is my last 30 days of all. You got to remind yourself every day. And when you get tired in practice and you start breathing a little heavy, you got to remind yourself, this is it. And if you can we talk about all the time being intrinsically motivated. If you can motivate yourself from inside out, then you can make sure that you keep reminding yourself, hey, man, this is my last one. Do I want to go to the locker room and say, I had 5 more reps left? Do I want to go to the locker room and say, you know what, that 7-on-7 period, I kind of, took it easy. That's what they got to make decisions. And those are the choices and decisions that those guys got to make. And hopefully what you see is that trickles down to the younger guys so they can start to see, man, our senior class was pretty special because of the way they led, because of the way they worked. And that's the type of culture you want to start to cultivate in the program.
When you look at today, it seemed like the chemistry on field was there, which is kind of different whenever you have so many newcomers like what you all do. What do you attribute that success in building the chemistry during the summer?
Yeah, I think, again, it goes back to our leadership. Let me say that. It goes back to our leadership trusting the process. A lot of times when the coaches leave, some of the things that they may not see as important or they may not feel means anything, they kind of slip away. Then when the coaches come back, you're re-emphasizing those things. We didn't have that. The same things that we talked about, tucking your shirt in, running on the field, running off the field, running to the ball, taking care of the ball. Those were the same things that those guys kept preaching all summer. And now the new guys, the 40 new guys, they just see it as, well, this is what we do here. And that makes it a lot easier when the coaches return, because now we're not trying to undo some bad habits that they had this summer. So obviously BA and his staff did a phenomenal job of continuing to enforce, the culture this summer. And our leadership did a really good job of holding guys to the standard. Sometimes it's tough to do because you may not always understand why, this sign is green and that sign's white. But when you were fully committed to the process, these are the type of things you see on the first day. Good. Thanks, guys.